What's up, team? Today we're talking about the midpoint formula. So the midpoint formula here, what we're going to do is we're going to be able to find the point that's exactly in the middle between any 2 points that are graphed on the Cartesian plane. So it's kind of a funky formula in that there's almost 2 formulas in one, and I'll explain how that works here shortly. So say that we have this line segment, it's graphed on the Cartesian plane. I don't have the graph out, it doesn't really matter. One endpoint is at the point 1, 4, the other point B is at 13, 4. If you were challenged or asked to find the midpoint that is on this particular line segment, I think you very quickly notice that both of the y values are the same, of the y coordinate. So the y coordinate of the midpoint is also going to be 4, right? And so really all we need to do is find the middle number between 1 and 13. So we could either count up and then count down and meet in the middle, or we can just quickly find the mean of these two numbers. So what I would do is I would take the x value of one of them and take the x value of the other one, add them together, divide by 2 because there are 2 of them. This lands us with 14 over 2, or 7. So that means that the midpoint here, we'll call it m for midpoint, is at the point 7, 4. And we can quickly verify that because 7 is 6 greater than 1 and 7 is 6 less than 13. So it's right smack in the middle. Really easy to see when you have a horizontal line like this. The same thing is true with a vertical line, except for just messing with the x values, we'd be looking at the y values. Okay, now let's look at these points here. We have A, which is at 312, and B, which is at 35, 102. These are the x and y coordinates of both of these. Now, our task is to find the midpoint between these 2 points on the Cartesian plane. This one's going to be a little bit more challenging because now we need to find the mean of the x values and then the mean of the y values. And really, that's all we need to do. So let's make that happen. So for the x coordinates here, so x, I'll just do something like that. It's going to be 3 plus 35 over 2. And then to find the midpoint of the y, it's just going to be 12 plus 102 over 2. Again, we're dividing by 2 here because we're just finding the kind of the middle or the average between just the 2 x values and then just the 2 y values. So let's finish this one of x's here. So 3 plus 35 is 38 divided by 2. And then when we simplify this, we get 15 plus 4, that's going to be 19. So the x coordinate for the midpoint here is going to be 19. Now let's look at the y's. 12 plus 102 is 114 over 2. Half of 114, let's see, that's 55, 56, 57, I believe. So now we are saying that the midpoint, based on what we just did, is at the point 19, 57. So the x value here is 19, the x coordinate, and the y coordinate is 57. So we essentially just used the midpoint formula, although I didn't spell it out ahead of time. So the midpoint formula looks like this. It says m equals, and remember when I said it was 2 parts? I meant it, right? So like this x portion here, this is one part, and then the y portion here is another part. So it just looks like this. You have x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and that's your new x coordinate. And then there's a comma here, because now you're going to find the y, the mean of the y's here, y1 plus y2 over 2, like this. So here is the midpoint formula. Midpoint formula. Boom. It's this whole thing here. I put stars around it, highlight it, whatever you need to do. Know where to find this formula in your text. The example above is us using the formula even before we kind of said what it was, so I'm not going to do another one. This is your video for today. You're going to rock this. Let me know if you have any questions.